Watching some highlights here of Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Anyway, I get sidetracked on that.
You like to watch real quarterbacks, huh? That is something else.
I get sidetracked on that. Tua just met with the media. Now, I'm reading here from Adam Beasley at Pro Football Network, okay? So Adam Beasley has written this synopsis about what Tua just said to the media. You can read it at profootballnetwork.com. Tua says he's been symptom-free from the day after the concussion. He said he never considered retirement and won't wear one of those Guardian caps. Why, he was asked. His response was personal choice. So, and I saw Devon Achane was wearing one yesterday during the game. Tua is not going to be wearing one. I watched the press conference, like I've watched during the commercial break, the video of it. He was very relaxed. He was wearing a little sleeveless hoodie. He wasn't taking any of this stuff, like with the seriousness that many wanted him to take it. Like he was asked, like, you've heard all the people talking about you retire. And he's like, yeah, I didn't pay attention to any of that stuff. It was a very casual press conference. So anyone who wanted to make it a bigger deal, this is more from Adam Beasley. Will he play with more caution and not take unnecessary risks? Tua replied, got to be smart. My entire time playing football, that was sort of my edge when I would run. It's a professional setting, the best of the best. You just can't be doing that. I'm assuming he's talking about not sliding on the play that he actually ended up getting concussed on. Tua acknowledged it's frustrating to miss time and to be the symbol of the NFL's concussion issue. Quote, it's just frustrating that I couldn't have helped in any way outside of coach and just talking to guys. It's been a different type of way of leading. Tua acknowledged that the team made the right decision to put him on IR to protect myself from myself. Quote, Tagovailoa, when asked what he would say to people who were truly concerned about him, said, quote, I appreciate your concern. I love this game, and I love it to the death of me. Tagovailoa said that the discourse around his latest concussion has been shaped by what happened to him 2 years ago when he was taken off the field on a stretcher in Cincinnati in a national showcase game. Tua said he remembers everything about what happened the night of his recent concussion, aside from a few spotty moments when he got up and went off the field. He remembered the play in which he got hurt. Tagovailoa said he's been throwing for the last 5 weeks, including some with Odell Beckham Jr. When asked about the risk of continuing to play, he likened playing football to driving one's car to work. Quote, there's risk in anything. I'm willing to play the odds. There you go.
Well, the whole Guardian pad thing, I know y'all pushed back. His personal opinion is that he doesn't want to look goofy.
I didn't think Devon Achane looked goofy in it.
He did look goofy.
He did not.
Huh? You tell me you wear this, you'll be protected. It's better chance you're not getting hurt.
Like those, you seen those big ass hats? Those big ass hats. Some of the players create. It's like wearing a big ass hat.
No, embarrassed. I wear an 8.5. I'm embarrassed to put a hat on sometimes, and that's just a regular hat. It's just a big ass hat. He's just not want to wear it because he looks goofy. But to the point of what he said, his professional setting, that was the most interesting thing to me because we talked about that. I don't care if the game's on the line. Do not go head first. Because if we lose this game, if it's 4th and 6 and the linebacker's coming to hit you and you're 4 yards and you're going to drop your shoulder down, we're now going to lose that game and we're going to lose 3 or 4 more games after it because you're not playing. 3rd down, you're scrambling. Oh, we got to get this first down. We're in the red zone. Slide. 4th and 2, kick the field goal. And I'm sure that they've had this conversation with him. There is no single possession, single play for the Miami Dolphins now with how their roster is constructed that Tua should put himself in danger, even if, and this is crazy to say as a competitor, even if the game's on the line.
Until you get to the playoffs.
See, there you go.
What? No, the playoffs, then the game matters.
Okay. He gets that first down in the playoffs.
You're telling me, no,
and
wait
now
a second.
He's not to sleep.
Wait a second.
No.
You're telling me that the Dolphins quarterback cannot, under any circumstance, try to extend a play.
No, he gets to the play. Scramble. Move. When them people get close to you, don't look for the sticks. Fall down. He can extend plays. I want him to extend plays. I want him to move sideways. I want him to, throw the ball. I want Tyreek to streak across. I want him to all the great stuff we want the good quarterbacks to do. I want him to do that, Hawk. If another human being without your jersey color on is anywhere around you, fall down. Don't let them touch you.
We have all week to talk about Tua. I don't want to let Timboy and Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer off the hook and Jason Sanders. Like this story, obviously, as we get closer to Sunday's game, it's going to be there. I don't want this to distract my anger from yesterday, because I just want to say this. There is no scenario where at the end of a Dolphins game, Jonnu Smith should have 7 targets and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle should have a combined 4. These guys, listen to this. The following had more or just as many targets as Tyreek Hill yesterday: Jonnu Smith, Malik Washington, Devon Achane, Julian Hill, Odell Beckham Jr., and Jalen Waddle. They all had as many or more targets than Tyreek Hill.
That's ridiculous.
If that's what your quarterback, your backup, and your starter, Tyler Huntley, if they're incapable of finding Tyreek Hill, then they can't be your backups. And if it's Mike McDaniel's fault, if you're incapable of calling plays that gets the ball in the hands of Tyreek Hill, then you shouldn't be the head coach. That's pretty simple stuff to me. Like, that's simple stuff. Now, I'm going to bet all the overs next week because Tua is going to be back. And because like the over-under on receptions for Tyreek yesterday was 4.5. I didn't touch it because I didn't know what was going to happen. But the over-under was 4.5. Let that be moved down a little bit because he only had 2 targets. like please, I'm begging. The only over I'm not betting is 2 rushing yards.
Yeah, let's stay away from that for a while. But this is the thing, because I had a chance to watch the football yesterday. Do you know that when you play the Lions, there's no sneaking up that Amon-Ra St. Brown is a great receiver?
Right.
When you play the Viking, I watched Jet get him a beautiful touchdown thrown to him, probably 7-8 targets. You're not sneaking. Jamar Chase. Where's Jamar at? Defenses know where Jamar Chase is, just like they know where Tyreek is and Waddle is. It's a scheme-up thing to get a one-on-one and take a chance on a great receiver. There are great receivers, and they're going to get a lot of attention. That's what they do, is get attention. Don't just say, oh, there's a couple people by Tyreek. Let's throw to Jonnu 18 times. No. Put him in motion, have him chase him around the backfield somewhere and slip him out and find a safety that's lost in the middle, get that separation, throw him some outs. Like, you can scheme up that thing. So to your point, I'm not letting Mike McDaniel off the hook because I gave him a mulligan after Timboy and Skylar Thompson was in. Last week I gave him a mulligan and said, you know what? He has 14 days to get ready for this game. He has Tyler Huntley. He knows his personnel. He's about to get this offense right because that's Mike McDaniel. I can't give him too many more mulligans. I don't know how many mulligans you give a guy, but that was embarrassing. And Tyreek and Waddle having 1 target's crazy.
Crazy. So 2 targets, 1 reception each.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, the whole notion of, they're, I wasn't watching him closely, but I'm guessing he was getting doubled because there's no way you could shut him down with just a guy on him. So let's say he's getting doubled. So they go, you know what? We'll throw to Jonnu a couple times, loosen up the defense. They won't double him. Hey, after 7 attempts, 7 receptions from Jonnu Smith, they're still doubling him. Just start throwing him the bleeping ball. He's Tyreek Hill. Just start throwing him the ball. Throw 50-50 balls up in the air. Do some bleeping thing.
You don't think when he almost had 2,000 last year, they were double teaming him?
Doubled constantly.
When he was at 1680, they didn't say, "Oh man, this Hill guy's pretty good for the Dolphins." It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Do you think maybe Mike McDaniel should have been clearer with Tyler Huntley and Timboy when I say look for Hill? It's not Julian.
Julian can't get open because he jumps off sides too damn much.
Good God.
Yeah, it's.
Aronde is going to join us this hour. I don't want to get too sidetracked because Aronde is going to join us this hour. I want to make sure that we have plenty of time with him. So, Solana.
A failure from the GM position to add a quarterback, a failure getting the quarterback, and those quarterbacks failing at a position they are not comfortable doing, and then a failure at Mike McDaniel for not scheming up something and understanding your personnel. Those three levels.
I'm with you.
Lost
Chris
the game.
Greer, failure to go in with Skylar Thompson, not Mike White, and then go get Tyler Huntley and Tim Boyle, and nobody can even give you an adequate performance. So failure at that level. Then Mike McDaniel, correct, failure. You're part of personnel decisions, and then you've got to scheme up offenses that somehow suit the personnel that you're given. But also, I'm not letting Tim Boyle off the hook. You're an NFL quarterback. You've got to know on that fourth down that you can't just chuck the ball out of bounds. And if that was actually trying to be an accurate pass to your receiver, you should retire today because then you don't know what you're doing. I mean, you're an NFL quarterback. In that situation, you couldn't keep the ball in the field of play.
This is an NBA game down by 2. A guy takes a 3-pointer and it flies into the crowd.
Right.
You can't hit the backboard. You can't hit the rim. You're at the highest level of football in the history of the world, and you throw it and hit a cameraman. The cameraman was scared. If Tim Boyle plays again, every cameraman is going to be terrified that they're going to get hit in the face.
Play again. That's the end of that phrase. It should never. No.
No. Talk to the Dolphins like a bad dog. No.
Bad dog. No. Honestly, I'm sorry. You cannot have Tim Boyle out there.
No.
You couldn't put together one drive against a mediocre team at best to win that game? Like, get off my team.
Yeah. That's where we're at.
All right, let's get Solana's back. Let's get headlines here for the 3 o'clock hour with Solana. Brought to you by Durrell Volkswagen. At Durrell Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock like the Tiguan, Taos, and Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Durrell Volkswagen.
I'm going to give you... If you told me this summer we would do an hour on Tim Boyle, I would check your blood pressure.
I mean, who's had better NFL stats, Nathan Peterman or Tim Boyle? I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. I think we got a worse version of Nathan Peterman.
Nathan Peterman's Tim Boyle's role model.
Like, yeah, they tell Tim Boyle, if you keep working hard, you can be Nathan Peterman. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable.
This gold sheet has Nathan Peterman's picture on it. One day, baby, one day.
One day.
I'm going to read you guys another stat here. Hawk, just close your ears because this is just going to infuriate you even more. Alec Ingold, your fullback, had more reception yards than Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle combined. By the way, Alec Ingold, only 1 reception in the game.
Yep. Nice little deep pass. Got to scan the field, find where Alec Ingold is.
We have the fastest human on the planet.
The fastest human on the planet. And Tyler Huntley's looking for Alec Ingold deep. I mean, would you be upset at Tyreek Hill if he said, you know what, I'm not practicing this week. I'm not practicing until you show me that I'm part of this offense. Would you like? He and Jalen Waddle were laughing. I think a lot of people, it rubbed them the wrong way, but they were laughing on the bench with Mike McDaniel after halftime. But would you understand it if Tyreek Hill is talking to Drew Rosenhaus going, what the bleep is going on here? Like, what is, I mean, KC's undefeated. Like, what the bleep is going on here?
I'm sure those conversations have happened.
Yeah.
As a fan, I'd be upset. As a player, if I was on the team, I'd be upset. I'd be like, Reek, man, you get paid for the 6 days of the practice and not just the game. Now you making a lot of money, bro. Get your
Yeah,
ass
he's
out
like,
of
I'm out here practicing, and then I'm running wind sprints while they're throwing the ball to Alec Ingold and Julian Hill.
here. I never thought he'd be a decoy. I'll agree with
Can
you
you
on that.
imagine? I mean, can you imagine the price of this decoy? It's mind-boggling.
Most expensive decoy in league history.
And Waddle's not far behind. Waddle was out there basically getting cardio in the entire game. That's
I
it.
have to feel like he's probably angrier than Tyreek Hill because Jalen Waddle would probably be a number one on a lot of teams. And he's had to take this role. And it's always been like, well, listen, you have one of the best receivers in the league. So just kind of be good soldier. And they gave you a new contract and whatever. But now he's what? Number 4 behind Alec Ingold and Jonnu Smith and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if I'm Jalen Waddle, I'm going, wait a second. Like, I should be an NFL star.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to be, if I'm on a team with Tyreek, okay, because it's Tyreek. But now you're not even throwing Tyreek the ball? Like, what am I doing here?
That interaction on the sideline, and I was watching it live, you saw it, everybody speaking about it. That was frustration and anger, but didn't want to cuss a nice
Yeah, they
coach
couldn't
out.
believe it. They couldn't. That was one of those situations where you laugh and make fun of something that you know is just terrible. Jalen and Tyreek were sitting there probably ripping Mike McDaniel up and down, and then he happened to walk over. So now they just start smiling and goofing with him. That was, yeah, they had to be beside themselves.
That's anger. That's anger misdirected towards laughter. Because everybody's like, oh, they think this is funny. No, if they don't laugh right now, they're gonna fight.
Yeah.
There's nothing left to do but laugh at how bad it's been. That's what it is. There's just nothing left to do.
But to Waddle and Tyreek's point, honestly, with that frustration, who do they run up to? They run up and get mad at Tyler Huntley, or do they yell at Tim Boyle? Like, what's Tim Boyle going to do about this situation? He can't make.
I agree. No, it's on Mike McDaniel. It's on Chris Greer.
Yeah.
There's if I'm Tyreek or Jalen Waddle, yeah, I'm not. I mean, Tim Boyle has shown you over and over again who he is in the NFL. Like that, that's not a surprise.
It's funny, and I think he's a punchline name because it's just a funny name of Cleo Lemon. Cleo was on the team. I was with Asia at the time. He had his wife. We were engaged, I believe. Like, we were friends. We'd go out to eat together. There was no time that I walked into a game saying, boy, Cleo going for 303 touchdowns today. That's not what he's doing. They know that Tim Boyle and Tyler Huntley are not doing that. They're not made like that. They didn't fall out the womb like that. So who am I mad at? I'm mad at the guy that's supposed to scheme this thing up, but I can't cuss out the head coach. Remember what happened? What was that? When Tyreek was screaming at Mike McDaniel a couple games ago, and that was a problem. So I start screaming, run around screaming because I'm frustrated. Now I got to answer questions of that. Now I have one target through a half. Now what am I going to do? Now I'm gonna laugh it off because when I get emotional and I look mad, now I'm a problem. But this is a problem that nobody's addressing, and I'm one of the best receivers in the world, and I have one target. No, this is a problem, but I got to laugh it off because they don't want to see the angry black dude run around and scream on the sideline.
Crowder, you can use Cleo Lemon, bring up any Gus Frerotte, whoever. The Dolphins offense over a span of 4 games has never looked this inept. In my lifetime, period. End of story. Doesn't matter who the quarterback was. Pat White, concussed during that Steelers game, was more productive on the ground, unconscious, than what the Dolphins have put out as a product over the last 4 games. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Tyler Thigpen, John Beck, Young Henney. Yeah, they didn't look this bad. Those teams I was on that we make fun of, they didn't look this bad.
Maybe
Washington,
one game.
I keep saying that Marcus Mariota came in yesterday. He was great. Like, that's what you need a backup to do. We've said this for 4 games now. You shouldn't go from this to the bottom of the bottom when your backup comes in. And it's happened with 3 backups. 3.
Over 5 weeks.
Crazy.
Keep rolling them out there. Who's
Still
available?
in the race. Still in the race.
You know what? I
We'll get
said it.
Tannehill.
I don't know if oh no, Hawk. No, that was mine. Don't steal mine. You got to find somebody else. Y'all made fun
You
of
know
me.
who I want to go get.
Y'all made fun of me when I was talking about Tannehill.
Get the astronaut.
He's on Geico commercials now.
I'm telling you, the astronaut leads them to a touchdown when they need one yesterday to win the game.
Josh Dobbs is better than anything we have on that field.
1,000 times.
Yeah.
1,000 times.
Tannehill is too. There's available quarterbacks out there that would do better than Boyle.
Well, the Hurricanes at least are keeping us and our spirits uplifted. 7-0, remain undefeated, put up another 52 points. They're averaging almost 50 points a game. They're still number 6 in the AP poll. I don't know if you guys discussed in the first hour, Hawk. I don't know if you're upset about that, but
I'm good with that. I mean, whatever. It was like John Michaels, SEC team with one loss. Apparently, it doesn't matter because they're in the SEC.
World Series is set. We got our Yankees-Dodgers.
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
I can't wait for this.
Game 1 will be Friday night at 8 p.m. from the City of Angels.
Someone tweeted, though, and this is fair, Huntley threw Tyreek a deep ball that he should have caught, but Tyreek lost track of it. He did.
Yeah.
He was turned one way, turned the other. Literally, ball hits the ground. And Tyreek, that's the first he saw of that ball. But I think that also was because he was so used to a ball not being thrown his way that once he got 40 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, he said to himself, there's no chance that there's a ball coming my way. I'll just finish out this little run.
Usain Bolt never looks for the ball running 100.
That's exactly.
Just takes off down the sideline.
Yeah.
Get to this line.